Come on, land. Heyo. Now. Do I want to regrowth duress or do I want to regrowth removal spell? Probably removal spell. With Black Source in case I find a turn where I need to Arch Enemy's Charm and cast another removal spell. Okay. What in the world? They just have a secret identity in their hand? I can actually cast the Stormbrood here. Nice. Welcome in, everyone. Sean here. Got a Golgari, or as many people like to call it, Golgarbage control deck for everybody today. I actually brewed this up at the beginning of the format, and I didn't have a whole lot of time to record in that first week and a half. So this one just kind of fell by the wayside until after the Pro Tour, when it didn't seem like it was what the metagame was asking for at that point, but the metagame has opened back up. The Pro Tour showed that Landfall and Selesnya Ouroborid, or the Gear Hulk deck, were kind of at the top. Izzet was the most represented deck at the Pro Tour. The green decks dominated the Pro Tour in terms of win rate. And then I don't remember where those tournaments were. There was one in London and I think one in Japan this past weekend, and the top 8 was very, very diverse. So, the format in an inbred metagame like the Pro Tour, the best deck kind of shows itself, but then once the metagame kind of spreads out, then lots of different things have the opportunity to shine. So thought I'd dust off good old Golgari control here. Notable new additions from Secrets of Strixhaven, Environmental Scientist. This card is perfectly medium. I remember when the 3-mana version of this card was seeing standard play. It was an elf, and I think it was seeing play in an elf deck back in original Lorwyn. But a full 1 mana cheaper, 33% cheaper. This card is it's never great, but the deck is very, very mana hungry. Obviously we're playing these expensive cards, and Earthbender's Ascension, Weathermaker, and Icetill Explorer all want you to keep hitting your lands, and especially for those draws where we have an Icetill Explorer but only 4 lands and no Fabled Passage in our graveyard. Getting extra lands with Environmental Scientist, they're very often worth having these slots to make sure we go get the lands. So that's an update from Secrets of Strixhaven. Obviously Delian, 4 mana Planeswalker. He kind of just does everything that you want a Planeswalker to do in Control. He can gain you life, he can kill a creature, he can draw you a card, he can win the game. Unfortunately, like, the metagame is powerful. Excuse me. The best decks in the metagame are powerful enough that, like, the days of, like, kill your creature, play a Planeswalker, draw a card, and then, like, lock up the game in days of old, you very rarely see games like that anymore. So, Delian, as awesome and powerful as he is not the format all-star that you would expect him to be, but in this deck he is very much a key player, and I think this deck puts him to use very well. The last new card is Emeritus of Abundance. I'm so upset that this card is not better than it is. I mean, it is a fantastic card, but it's just not what Green wants to do in this format. Obviously, like, the best performing Green decks are like Llanowar Elf, Badger Mole Cub, and then, like, play a broken 4-drop in the form of Mightform Harmonizer or Ouroborid or Gear Hulk, Bright Glass Gear Hulk. And they don't have time to be, like, derping around like, oh, I'm going to regrowth my best card in my graveyard. This deck kind of does align with that game plan, but even then, I don't think that we can dedicate more slots to an effect like this than one. Like, this was like my flex slot, and I was like, I want to play this card because I like derpy effects like this. And I remember the days when Den Protector was like the best thing you could do in Standard, like looping Den Protectors. So Emeritus of Abundance, you have a special place in my heart. And that's why I'm playing one copy, but I don't even know if it's correct to play one copy. I wish that this card had a better home. Side note, there's a very real part of me that wants to play this card alongside Season of the Burrow to just, like, bring it back and give it indestructible, and then just, like, attack with it every turn and prepare it and get back whatever your best card is in your graveyard. But that's very much not what Green wants to do in this format. So I know my place. I know what I like to do, and I acknowledge that it's bad, and so I know my place. But in speaking of sweet loops with Emeritus, Archenemy's Charm can create a loop with Emeritus. Not the main reason that I'm playing this card in my main deck. I just think that this is a good card in general. Very clean removal. You can get back 2 guys, which we are playing a lot of good targets for it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 14, 15 targets to get back with the double raise dead mode. Or just giving a creature +2/+2 or 2+1/+1 counters and lifelink until end of turn is a fine mode. So this is one of my pet cards that I really like. I think it's now that blue-black midrange just doesn't exist in the metagame, it's a lot worse because that deck asked you to have answers to Kaito and Enduring Curiosity, and this fit the bill for that nicely. But Ral Zarek is still played in the metagame, and then you do need to just be able to gain life against the burst lightning decks sometimes, or just have clean removal for the big green chonkers. So it might not be correct to play 2. 1 copy might be better, but it's a pet card of mine, so I'm gonna play 2 because that's what I like to do. If you saw any of my green-black Icetill Explorer decks from last season, you know that I landed on really liking the split of Earthbender's Ascension and Weathermaker. Just having the landfall payoffs to make Icetill Explorer popping off. Like, you get to build your mana out to get to your top end, or to just like play multiple spells a turn. But you can also just like win the game with playing a bunch of lands over and over with Earthbender's Ascension or Weathermaker, and also dig yourself to your copies of Esper Origins with Icetill Explorer. So Icetill Explorer is really the linchpin of the deck. But having the extra landfall payoffs, I think, really helps, make him more powerful. We're not killing people with Mightform Harmonizer and Icetill Explorer, but we are trying to play a little more interaction. What else? Strategic Betrayal. I could see the numbers on this fluctuating. You'll see, we played against Izzet Prowess 3 times, and in theory, Strategic Betrayal is really good against that deck because they usually play Crab, and then exiling their graveyard is also relevant to break up the Boomerang basics Stormchaser's Talent loop. So there's multiple reasons why you want to get rid of their yard, but it was the only removal spell we drew against like Slick Shot plus Otter Token, and Slick Shot ended up killing us. Spoiler warnings. So yeah, I still think that this is like a necessary tool. I don't know if it belongs in the main deck, but we'll see. I've got 2 here. I could be convinced to play more Disruptive Stormbroods, though. This card is great. 2 mana, destroy a cheap creature, or 5 mana, come in and disenchant something. Mono green landfall. You have to be able to kill their Earthbender's Ascensions and their Sapling Nurseries. And yeah, I could be easily convinced to play more copies of Disruptive Stormbrood. Rise of Sozin and Deadly Cover-Up are our Wraths. Rise of Sozin you can get off of the Chapter 1 of Esper, so that's why we're kind of playing that one. And then Deadly Cover-Up has the added bonus of just if your landfall opponent is forced to Earthbend their forest, then you might be able to just get them. Although now that the landfall deck is like playing a second color, earthbending or catching the earthbent forest is a lot less potent against them. So maybe we want to look into a different mix of wraths. But I still think just having the 5 mana clean wrath is super, super important against the green decks. But yeah, that's the deck. I will note that we are playing only 21 sources of black mana for Archenemy's Charm. You need 23 to be able to cast it on turn 3 90% of the time, but with Environmental Scientist and these 2 rampers, I'm pretty comfortable playing it. And honestly, like, sometimes you have to play it on turn 3 to not die, but ideally you're playing it later in the game when you are probably going to try and maximize getting back 2 things or having the more flexible removal spell to answer whatever they're top decking into. Moving on to the sideboard, lots of hand disruption. 3 Duress, 3 Cruel Claws Heist. The Jeskai Revelation deck is super popular on the ladder, and we're just a huge underdog against them without the plethora of hand disruption, so that's why that's there. Intimidation Tactics, you just need it against the green decks. It's almost better than a removal spell against the green decks if you're playing it on turn 1, because you for sure get to use your mana. Like, you get to, like, all of their creatures, besides Land War Elf, like, do something the turn they come into play, or they can just threaten to kill you on their own, like Mossborn Hydra. But like Cub, they still get the Earthbent land. Harmonizer and Icetill, they still get, Icetill, they'll get a land trigger. Harmonizer, they'll get a landfall trigger. So sometimes tactics is better than a removal spell. So I could see some copies of tactics making it into the main deck. But yeah, the removal package is definitely flexible. Two more pieces of graveyard interaction. We got the two in the main deck, but then two more in the sideboard, Ghost Vacuum and the Ooze. I really like the Ooze, even though it costs twice as much as Ghost Vacuum. I think that like being able to get a clock going is valuable. The end is here. This might not belong anymore because, like I said, the landfall decks are a lot less susceptible now that they're playing a second color. Almost always playing a second color. So the end might be better as something else. Urgent Necropsy and Heritage Reclamation to just give us a little more disenchant removal, and then one more deadly cover up against the green decks. So been pretty happy with the board. Like I said, I could be convinced to get some tactics in the main deck or some more Disruptive Storm Broods. Having only 4 disenchant effects, 5 if you count Ugin, is not a ton. And some decks, it's really important against it. I'm looking at you like Sapling Nursery. So yeah, I think the core of this deck is solid. Obviously, lots of wiggle room. People build this deck in a myriad of different ways. None have really had breakout success. I liked the crime version, but it just felt like it was missing something. And then the Unholy Annex version, I'd have to get some reps with the list. Like the list that kind of solidified leading up to the Pro Tour, and I don't know if people played it at the Pro Tour, but they were playing like 4 annexes in the main deck and only 2 Tragedy Feasters and 2 Furdok Cores as their only demons, which felt like not nearly enough. But maybe like Delian Fell just offsets the life loss. I don't know. But yeah, this is how I like to build it. Like I said, I think Icetill is super powerful as the core of a control deck, and I've been really enjoying it. Let me know what you think. How are you building green black? Golgarbage, and appreciate you being here. If you find the content valuable at all, whether it's entertaining or instructive, consider subscribing. Helps to grow the channel, helps to encourage me to keep making videos, and I appreciate you being here on my journey exploring the standard metagame. Enjoy the matches. Peace and chicken grease. Econ Neil. Maybe Arch Enemy's Charm is a little greedy. Yeah, we'll try this. Is it of some sort? It's a good card against, is it? How much damage are we taking? Three. And that protects them from strategic betrayal. Let's draw a Requiting Hex right now. Nope. Well, we still have to do this. We're in some trouble, though. Slip shot. Slip shot is a lot of damage. Oof. So we're at 6. Come on, removal spell. Hey, there it is. It was the most awkward one to draw, though. Would have much preferred one that cost 2 or 1. Okay, well now we're just dead to Storm Chasers, picking up Burst Lightning. We can do this. Do I want the Strategic Betrayal? I don't think so. I need to cast Esper Origins next turn. Environmental Scientist, going for the beatdown. So they probably have Crab. In which case, I just need to do this. Seer. Okay. Seer and a crab? Okay. That got me. So we want these. The full 4 hex. They play Crab and Stallion now, like makes it a lot harder to sideboard effectively against this deck. Dellion's probably not the best. Maybe Earthbender's Ascension is the cut. Yeah, that slick shot did like 11 damage to us. 7, 10 damage. Maybe I want Carsey in this sideboard. Okay, yeah, we'll keep this. Try and catch their Storm Chaser's talent. Okay, they do have Wan Shi Tong. Need to be mindful of that. Take 2 here. I don't think so. Okay. Not getting any value off the Icetiller kind of sucks, but oh wow. Slick shots, okay. Well, we might be in for a world of hurt here. Uh-oh. Am I just gonna get one-shotted? This is 14. That was a good draw. Oh, I'm dumb. I needed to pop my Fabled Passage in response to Wan Shi Tong. Probably just dead to these slick shots. Like, unless they have just stone cold blanks in their hand, which I think is very unlikely. Yeah. It's unfortunate. Stuck on 2. Oh gosh, how much damage is this? We're going to 1 here? We're dead to so many things. Alright. The environmental scientist is just too low power. Okay. That gets me. Ugh. inside out. See if it dies. Okay, it's alive. Kill all their creatures and strand them with a bunch of pump is one way to beat this deck. Some lands. Quite a land. See if this Esper lives, though. We're gonna get to do some cool things with our mana. Yeah, I can't block it. So they can 9 me here if they want to. Come on, land. Heyo. Now. Do I want a regrowth duress or do I want a regrowth removal spell? Probably removal spell. I might want to activate the Restless Cottage during my upkeep. If he goes for the turn inside out, then I think I just kill him with activating the Restless Cottage. Playing turn inside out on the otter token, I should say. Do you have a second turn inside out? Secret identity. Okay. So I'm not killing them this turn. They're keeping both their guys. Yes, there's no benefit to me playing the Fabled Passage there. I already milled all my value. Wild ride. Okay, dead to my 2 removal spells then. All right. Tactics. Like Svater and Slickshot. Maybe. Might play Stallion too if they're playing like the extra pump spells. I don't know. I don't think I want to bring in tactics. It seems like it's too easy to whiff with it. I wonder like what they cut for the turn inside outs. Usually these decks are almost always playing Crab as well. This is very slow. I'm gonna try it. I wish I had a hex or something. Hey, speak of the devil. I'm just firing it off now. Like I know that they have whatchamacallit, turn inside out in their deck. This resolves, like they might not be able to beat this card. Okay. Whisper Origins? Second Origins was super sweet. Okay. Yeah. Their deck seemed like a non-standard build of Izzet, so they were just kind of weak to any of their few creatures getting killed. This was like very similar to the very, very early versions of this deck before they started like creeping into playing the Eddie Merc Crab. Garland M5. Okay. Got 2-for-1s, got some spot removal, got some top end. Man, we're just on the Izzet portion of the ladder, I guess. Okay. At least that wasn't a second talent. They did keep a card on top, though. Get the fourth black source in case I find a turn where I need to Arch Enemy's Charm and cast another removal spell. Okay. What in the world? They just have a secret identity in their hand? Do I just play this in game 3 then to play around the secret identity? Why in the world would they attack with the Otter token?
I'll make short work of this problem. Never take growth for granted.
I'm astounded that that Otter token died. Okay. So we're taking a bunch here, or maybe they're just going to kill Delian. No, they're going for me. Hmm. Do they have double secret identity? That'd be weird. Missing my land there was pretty no bueno. What in the world could they have? I mean, like, I'm pretty sure they have a secret identity. So I'm just going to try and get them to use it. Bounce off. So now they get to get back something. They can get back Burst Lightning. Oh, okay, they have a second Slick Shot. Okay, they get to kill Delian now. I mean, that was a good Delian. Give me a land.
Death didn't stop me before.
Would have much preferred to hardcast that dragon just to kill the Storm Chaser's talent, because now I can still die to level 3. So I can get back Delian and Stormbrood. They have to level this up to try to get it to level 3, right? I can actually cast the Stormbrood here. Nice. Okay. Be confident in my sideboard plan against this deck. I mean, that game saw Delian do really well with the charm, kind of put the nail in the coffin there. Big fan of Arch Enemy's charm. Big fan. Okay. I like how often I'm getting turn 1 duress in these post board games. Like, I could have taken the opt to try to, like, cut him off of, like, digging, but I feel like Boomerang Basics is just gonna be scarier down the line. How much do I care about shocking myself here? I think it's worth it. Even though I'm giving them, like, something to do with their mana. Like, I might use all my mana next turn as well, so I think it's fine. They are digging. Okay, we get to hold up our Hex now. Do I want Weathermaker? Probably eventually. Yep. Yep. I'm just gonna take the one, and then if they have the secret identity, then they can use it here. Okay. All right. 2-1 against, isn't it? Smokestacks. What a name. Okay. We'll try this. Oh, this is something besides Is It Prowess? Let's see what it is. Gains the activated abilities of each card used to craft it. Okay, so they're like the Grixis Simulacrum deck. What is that card called? Probably gonna play it right here. Legion Extruder. Okay. Well. Gotta just save the Stormbrood for their Golem Maker. Really wish this was a Earthbender's Ascension instead. That's a good. But maybe we're just gonna like shock them over and over again, so can't really complain. So like by playing black, they get that Phoenix airship. They get Tezzeret. Interesting.
I will seize my new future. Every piece
Wonder.
grants me
Oh no.
power. There is no system I can't improve.
least that means it's tapped, so they can't get our Fabled Passage just yet. Do I want to Disruptive Stormbrood this Ghost Vacuum? Probably not, because then they're just going to sack it to the Extruder. Ooh, okay. Maybe I will.
My revenge, my will is my own.
To kill the Ghost Vacuum just yet. I don't think I care about this Archenemy's Charm. Although I might want to get back my Stormbrood eventually. I'll keep it for now. I can always shuffle it away if I need to. They don't have double black yet. Oh, the other thing that they get for playing black in this deck is a Beseech the Mirror. But they're not heavy black, so... probably want to kill that with a Disruptive Stormbrood. They're torching my Icetill Explorer. Do I want to draw this Archenemy's Charm? Probably. Maybe not. Yeah, let's just mill a card. I think I just want to draw a card.
Answers, and you're going to help.
Like, I don't... Maybe I'm supposed to go for the emblem? I could very well burn them out this game. Let's see what happens with the emblem. I'm curious. Because, like, I don't have a whole bunch of super relevant cards against them. Like, I only have one more disenchant. But I can 6 them here, and then this is going to be 5 in the air, potentially more if I activate Restless Cottage. That's going to be 6, 7, 8. That's going to be 11. Yeah. Okay. Tactics is good. Duress is good. And Heist is probably good. What's not good? They do play Tezzeret. Strategic Betrayal. I don't think I saw anything that they care about their yard. Requiting Hex. Might just be bad. Like, it kills those golems pretty well. But I don't know if I care very much about them. We'll try this. Maybe I'm going too heavy on the hand disruption, but I feel like I just need to get the Simulacrum Synthesizer. I think that's what it's called. Like, make sure that doesn't hit. Or Weapons Manufacturing, and then the rest of their deck seems pretty airy. Cool, yeah. This hand seems good. Ooh, Ugin. Showing his face for the first time in these 4 matches. Yeah, I guess we'll take the Weapons Manufacturing. Or, no, I think I'm supposed to take the Vault. Activate abilities, yeah, so they get to go pretty nuts with the Jewel and the Vault. That seems weird. Why are they doing that instead of, like, sacking it to torch the tower? Do I care about Cool Claw's Heist? I don't think so. I think I kind of just want to get more stuff in my yard. So, do they just concede to me doing this? That felt good. But, I mean, they're super mono-screwed, so anything really feels good at this point. Yeah. I mean, I'll props to them for trying to play a cool wonky deck. Just is very easily disruptible. Alright, what is that? That's 4 matches. We're gonna call it for this video. But appreciate those of you for sticking around. We'll just take a quick look at the deck one more time and see what sort of reflections we have. Okay. Charm is a little awkward since we're not quite at 23 lands black sources, right? 7, 10, 17, 21. We're 2 off. But I feel like it's powerful enough. And I would love to just loop Emeritus with Archenemy's Charm. That seems like living the dream. Uh, Environmental Scientist is just solidly medium, but that's just kind of like what we need it to be. Just like all of our like Icetill, Earthbender's Ascension, and Weathermaker just like don't work if we don't have lands. So just playing a 2-drop that gets us lands, I think, is just what the deck needs. The removal suite. I mean, we played against Izzet a bunch, and Strategic Betrayal is good against them. Although we did lose that game against the Slickshot deck, or like the Slickshot draw, where Strategic Betrayal could not kill the Slickshot that we needed it to. So, yeah, maybe Strategic Betrayal is not the axis that we want to fight Slickshot on. I still think it's good in the metagame. Like, it's good against that Mardu deck. Delian, played him twice, I think. He seemed good both times. Like playing him and plussing him in that game against the Slickshot deck, and then they like couldn't attack him the next turn. Felt really good, and then he just like let us start that chain reaction that let us play around the 2 interaction spells. I don't think we cast a single Wrath at all this whole video series, so I mean, we didn't play against the green decks, and that's really what the Wraths are there for. But yeah, this deck is solid. I think it does what it wants to do pretty consistently. I still really like Icetill with Esper Origins. Stormbrood seems like it's in a good spot. Awkwardly enough, like it's good against the Izzet decks because the 2 mana mode will just kill a donkey, but then the 5 mana mode can like take out the Storm Chaser's talent in the late game when they start like looping it or threatening level 3. Weathermaker did a lot of work. Earthbender's Ascension. I don't think we cast a single Earthbender's Ascension because we were siding it out against those Izzet decks. Earthbending lands is really bad against bounce off. But yeah, I like having the split of the landfall payoffs. Cool. Yeah. Let me know what you think about the deck. I know there's lots of different ways to build Golgari control. People have been trying them out. I'm really high on Icetill, more so than like the Unholy Annex or the Crime package. So this is how I've been liking to build it. Let me know what you think. How have you been building it? And if you've made it this far, consider subscribing. Really helps to support the channel. And appreciate you being here. Catch you next time. Peace and chicken greaves.